In this video, we're going to be showing you the two main locations that Davanti Tyres tests and develops their tyres. And we have joining us Ray Collier, who is the Managing Director and Chief Engineer of TREADLTD, who has worked very closely with Davanti Tyres for many years to help develop and test their tyres.
As you can see behind me, we're here in Davanti's European Development Centre in IDIADA, Spain. It's an innovative and leading facility, and I'm very excited to show you around. So here we are, behind me. You can see we have the office. This is where all the data that's collected in the vehicle on the track is downloaded, analysed and documented. We have a number of rims, a different rim for each tyre, so each vehicle might have 16-inch, 17-inch, 18-inch, so we have rims for every vehicle and every size. This stand is quite new. This is something that we've made because we measure the viscoelastic response of every test tyre. And if we have a winter tyre, we actually freeze the tyre and then we can see how the compound reacts in all the conditions that that tyre is going to face. This is the latest Volkswagen van. So we test van tyres. There's a little bit more effort that goes into van tyres, but as you can see, it's fitted with the latest Davanti DX450 Vantoura tyre. This vehicle is a UHP test vehicle, so it's a Volkswagen Golf 8 GTI. Even though the tyres have been in the marketplace for a little bit of time now, we keep checking and monitoring that the performance of all Davanti tyres still meets and exceeds the expectations of the customers. For daily work, because we're mounting and removing so many wheels and tyres, we use the Hunter machines. They're very fast, they're very accurate. We need to ensure that we don't damage either the tyre or the rim. This vehicle is a small SUV crossover. It's fitted with a Davanti Alltoura 4 Seasons tyre. We'll actually send the same test vehicle that we use in the summer segment, so here in Spain we send the same vehicles 300 kilometres inside the Arctic Circle to Ivalo to remove any factors, any change. So I think the only thing left to do is to show you around the test facility, explain why that's so important. And as we have Mike here, and it's his first time at a proving ground, I think we should show him too. Should we go?
Let's go.
So obviously you can see in front there the control tower. So we have a radio.
Yeah, I can see somebody in there.
Yeah, so we have a radio, so we talk to them, and we've got this booster, so this tells us where we go, where we are on the track, and that gives us access.
So they're pretty much overseeing
Everything.
anyone who's here.
Exactly, everyone
today.
and anything, and there can be upwards of 150 cars on the track in a busy period, so they work really hard. So
it's just insane. I would never have thought that this much
effort goes in.
And these sort of facilities exist for testing tyres.
And everything. There's tracks everywhere. So we're currently on what we call the highway loop, it's road 0. So it's an access road, but we are also permitted to do some tests on here. So what I would be looking for on here is the steering on centre response. So when I turn, does the car immediately respond, and how much do I have to move the steering wheel? For that we need gear 4, 120k, hazards on, in this wide section here, and we just lift. And you can feel there how the car began to slide, but then it bit, you know, it didn't burst and slip away. And that's what we're looking for. And here we can carry our speed because we have a bank track. So I'm not actually steering now, I'm just letting the laws of physics help us out. We'll carry our speed around the bank. We're checking for high-speed uniformity, ride comfort, everything. So we're doing more than 100 mile an hour. Safe manoeuvre to avoid an accident.
I wasn't ready for that.
So these tracks here, this is zone 1, so we have asphalt, we have ceramic tiles, we have basalt tiles, we have concrete. It's not switched on currently, but we have the aquaplane trough. So you drive in at set speed, form your manoeuvre, and the measurements are taken in the equipment.
Oh wow.
We'll then go back to the workshop and we'll put that into our report, and then we'll change the wheels on the car, and we'll come back and we'll do it again. So, here we go. quite a powerful car, obviously.
Yep.
What we're looking for is, does the rear axle slip? If it does, how much, how fast? Can I turn? Can I tuck into the corner? If I brake in a turn, does the back axle come round? All of these things. So obviously it's a good tyre, so
Yep.
it's going to feel quite fast, but it's going to feel quite safe. There.
Wow. Yeah, it's such a massive operation. Isn't it?
It is. It's
hidden
huge.
away,
Yeah,
really.
It's hidden away, and
Yeah.
this is the difference between sort of certified tyres and tested and developed tyres. Testing's one thing, developing is something else.
So there you have it. That is where Davanti tests and develops all of their tyres.
But that's only half the story. Here we are. We're now 300 kilometres inside the Arctic Circle in Ivalo. This is where Davanti undertake all their outdoor testing for their winter products. As you can see, we have a heated workshop. Behind me, we have the office where we undertake our analysis. Once we've done our testing, we immediately document the results. This is some of the equipment we've had to bring with us. This is a light in case we need to do night testing. Sometimes when it's a little bit too sunny, the tracks can vary, so we actually bring a light with us so that we've got a bit of additional support so we can drive absolutely to the limit on the snow handling track in the dark. We always use the latest data logging equipment. This is a RaceLogic VBox Touch. It's a very adaptable and very powerful piece of GPS data logging equipment. Again, I can show you in a little bit more detail later on. And here is some of our safety equipment. Obviously, testing in the snow, there's a risk that the vehicle will leave the track, and we need to be able to actually extract the vehicle from the snowbanks. Hopefully we won't be doing that today. This is a vehicle you might recognise. It's come all the way with us from the UK. It usually lives in the DEDC in Spain. We like to use our own vehicles because it removes another variable, and also there's a few very small minor details. Things like the stud conversion kit and the lifting blocks mean that we can very quickly change the wheels and tyres with minimal effort for the technicians. It's very important because we need to keep the tyres at the same temperature as the ambient. So we don't want the tyres to be inside the heated workshop for any longer than necessary. As you can see here, this is our refrigerated room where we keep all the test tyres. Everything in here is the same temperature as the ambient. So it could be anything down to -25. Hopefully it's around about -18. Currently it's -11, so it's perfect conditions. And there's a little bit of extra interest through this door here. As you can see, it's very cold, but there's a little surprise. Even when it's summer, we can drive inside on real snow. Now I would like to show you some of the tests in more detail. We're going to go and do some snow handling, snow traction and braking, and also ice traction and braking. So, we're about to undertake the ice traction and braking test. So we accelerate from 0, full throttle, the electronics engaged. My RaceLogic Performance Box Touch there is measuring. That beep indicates we've achieved our target speed. We're actually measuring the time to accelerate from 5 kilometers an hour to 20 kilometers an hour. This gives us a really good understanding of the tyre's traction performance on ice. Once we exceed our target speed, I then apply full brake force. This is then giving us braking distance from 20 kilometers an hour to 0. So here we have Snow 22. This is actually my favourite winter test to do. So I drive absolutely as fast as the tyre and vehicle will allow me, and then all the way through there I'm making these assessments, the steering and the vehicle handling balance, basically. It's sort of all done in the back of my mind whilst I'm driving. And the lap time gives us basically an understanding of just how fast we manage to go around. So it's an objective number to the subjective values. Can't see here, it's just how fast we're actually going. We touch the top end of third gear, so we're actually exceeding UK motorway speeds basically on a twisty, windy, dynamic track. It's a very technical track. I let the car absolutely go to the limit there. I can feel just how gentle that transition is, that natural control, that natural grip from the tyre. That's what we're looking for. In this case, we're using the Davanti All-season All-season tyre. So even though it's really cold, completely snow-covered circuit, you can see that the tyre's performing really well. I'm very pleased with this tyre. It's one of my favourite tyres in the range because it does everything so well. It's uncompromising.
So I hope you've enjoyed that insight into the test facilities that Davanti Tyres uses to test and develop its tyres.
I've certainly enjoyed showing you how Davanti test everything to the extremes so that you will know exactly how the tyre will work in the marketplace.
And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below and subscribe to the Davanti Tyres YouTube channel for more content like this.